Hi, this is Karen, and today I'd like to show you how to make this really cute bird tag. You can use it for any time of the year, but I did do it for Christmas last year, and somebody asked me a question about the scallop tag topper punch, and I thought, hey, this is a great idea. So thank you, Candy, for your question, and I will show you how to do that right now. The first thing I did use was my scallop tag topper punch. I also used my bird punch. And for the heart on the wing, I just used our heart border punch, which is great for making heart borders and for making confetti. So double duty on that one. And to use our scallop tag topper punch, what you need is a 2-inch strip of cardstock. I use Stampin' Up! Real Red. This is the best cardstock you can get. I cut that at 2 inches. I cut a piece of white, Whisper White, at 2 inches. All of our cardstock is just super good, and they do stand behind the product. So if you have a problem with it, you can always call and let them know, and they'll take care of that for you. So anyway, I'm also using some of the Designer Series paper from the catalog this year. It's a Christmas pattern. I just wish I had my catalog handy to tell you which one it is, but I don't. So I will put that in the comments below. All right, so the first thing that I did was I took a piece of the Real Red cardstock and I cut that at 4 inches after I made my 2-inch strips. And then I took my piece of designer paper and I cut that at 3 1/4. Again, I had first cut that at 2 inches. And I took my piece of Whisper White and I cut that at 2 1/2. You can change the dimensions around. The beauty of this tag topper punch is that you can make your tags any size you want. And just a little quickie, I did use my Stampin' trimmer, love it. You can go up to 14 inches with the little arm, but it does store underneath just to make it a little bit easier to use and handle. So that's a little about the Stampin' trimmer, and now I'm going to get to the project. So I took my scallop tag topper punch, and when you have your 2-inch strip, you put it all the way in and push down, and look, it just makes that really cute little top. Think of all the money you can save, those of you that do a lot of tags, just by having this punch and never having to buy a tag again. So again, you can do it at any length that you would like. It looks like I got my red just a smidge bigger than the 2 inches, but that's because I wasn't paying attention. But no fear, it'll still work. And you can see that each of these made a beautiful tag on top. So what did I do next? Next, I took a piece of the Real Red and I punched out 2 of my red bird. And I do recommend cutting the strips to the size that you need when you are going to be making these, so that you're not wasting paper. And so I cut my bird and I just need 1 wing. Beautiful. And I did take some of the Whisper White and I punched out some white hearts. All right, so you can see how cute these little hearts are. I'll put them on the paper. Look at that, it's adorable. And then you can also see how that makes a really pretty heart border on your paper. You could actually punch along this edge down here with your heart punch and have your pattern or your color show through. Another nice look. But today we're just going to make our tag the way that I originally did it. You're also going to need some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I cut the little bow that I'm going to use from our wonderful wreath framelit die. A lot of dies in this. There's a wreath one where it cuts the outside and the inside. There is a bundle that has a stamp set that goes with it, but this was the bow that I used. And I also used our Jewel Basic Rhinestone, Jewel Basic Rhinestones and our Jewel's Basic Pearl. What I really love about our pearls is this itty bitty tiny one down here that is perfect for the eye on the bird. All right, so now that I have all of my pieces ready to go, I will show you how I assembled it. And I took my Stampin' Dimensionals and I put it on the back of my patterned paper. And I lined it up on the top with the top of the tag, just like so, and I kind of set it going off to the side a little bit. On this one I used our corner round punch, but I'm just going with the square edges today. Then I took my white one, my littler white one, and you can see by doing that, you can see all the different layers. And again, I took my Stampin' Dimensional. This one I'm going to only use 2 because it's a littler one. And I just lined that back up too so that it also kind of hung over the edge a little bit. And for my bird, I wanted him to be dimensional also. So I took a dimensional and I layered him because when you do buy embellishments at the store, a lot of times they have these little dimensionals in them and it makes them look cuter, but I'm here to show you that you don't have to spend all that money at the store when you have a few of your basic tools. So now you can see the bird, how it's coming together. A little drop of Tombow glue on the wing. Oop, I overdid. So I'm just going to take my piercing tool. Oh, you know what? I didn't put it on the wing. Woohoo! I made my wing dimensional also. So we're just going to stick a dimensional, a half of one, right over that glue dot that I put on there. Lucky save, lucky save. And here we go. So when that dries, it's going to be as if it was just the dimensional. Put my wing on. It's sort of hard sometimes when I'm working upside down. And I put it just like so. And now I need my Tombow to put on my little heart. And you just need a little bit. I had this stored upside down, so that's why it came out pretty quickly. I need to find my little white heart. Here we go. And I put that. How many of you guys craft and then you know something is there and you look all over for it and then it's just right there in front of your face? All right, then I'm going to take my piercing tool. This is great for lifting off little rhinestones or pearls. You don't need that lifting tool. It costs a ton of money. Ours costs a lot less. And you can use this for a lot of different purposes. So I just picked it up, making sure that I had the glue for the backing. And I made sure I put the eye. Have you guys ever noticed that birds' eyes are on the sides of their head? So I just put that in a place that I thought would look natural. And I'm just going to move that just a little bit more. But you can see how great that piercing tool works. I glued my bird on the end of my tag. Got out the Tombow again. Made it work. Doesn't matter how much you use on that because You want to be able to move it around until you get it how you like it. Then from our 2015 holiday catalog, I took this red and white peppermint striped ribbon. Last year when I was selling these tags and all my embellishments, I called it the Peppermint Collection. So I was very excited that this year they went ahead and made kind of a peppermint looking one. And you can see the look is almost exactly the same. It's just different materials. So I'm going to attach that with my snail adhesive, a little bit on the front, a little bit on the back to keep that in place. Front, back. You can make your ribbon longer or shorter depending on what you're going to do with the tag. If you're going to put it on a card front, you want to just make them a little shorter. If you're going to tie it onto a gift bag, you might want to put longer ribbon on it. All right, then the bow. Again, I just used my snail adhesive, a little bit on the side that's going to go down. You don't want to go all the way to the edge because when it sticks over, you don't want a bunch of stickiness. I left just a little bit of the opening for your ribbon showing, and I topped it off with one of the Jewel Basic rhinestones. I believe that I used the big one. Yeah, I did. And that fits right in there. If you have any questions about any of the items that I used today to make the tag, you can comment below. And when I get the comment, I will answer it as quickly as possible. Or I think there's a spot where it says contact me. You can do that as well. But as you can see, it's the same look, just different paper, just a little bit different ribbon, and if you did it in different colors, it would be good for any time of the year. This is great for Christmas, Valentine's Day, even in the summer, but I just really like that, and I thought that that turned out really nice. This is one of the most popular items that I had at my craft show. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.